Hello and welcome to my 2-minute book review of Raymond Chandler's Farewell My Lovely, the second novel in the Philip Marlowe series after The Big Sleep. This story is broadly similar. Marlowe is witness to one murder, becomes embroiled in a second, and without any official mandate to do so, starts poking into things. The mystery encompasses a dangerous woman or two, some local thugs, crooked and honest law enforcement and politicians, and as usual, a bunch of rich people with shady pasts they'd rather keep in the shade. There are a few red herrings along the way, rather one too many, back of the head beatings, and a whole lot of the blackest humour around, some of which is pop cultural to the 1940s and may pass over your head or require an internet search or two. Marlowe bonds with one thug over the MRA movement, clearly a good few years ahead of the men's rights movement. It was a big enough part of the story to require some research. Other references may not require that amount of effort. Marlowe is a really strong lead, in part because of the permanently sardonic eye he casts over every little thing or person. Nothing escapes his scornful wit, not even his own terrible life choices. But the flip side is that he overshadows even the larger-than-life supporting cast. The amorous ex-con Moose Malloy, the catalyst for the story, leaves a trail of bodies for Marlowe to follow, at least according to the back of the book. The initial murder has seemingly little to do with the second, which is the one that Marlowe actually investigates. Malloy is not even involved in the second. Indeed, he's barely involved in the plot for a good half of the action, killing the club manager in scene 1 and then the old lady towards the end. But Marlowe has already had considerable dealings with the lady. He's far from following Malloy's trail, and if anything, the opposite could be argued. Malloy is a mountain of a man, but a minnow of the plot. And if there is one, that is in part the problem with Marlowe's second outing. The plot seems less organised and a touch meandering, and that's probably why the publisher had a hard time summarising it on this hideously designed cover anyway. The larger-than-life characters seem an attempt to one-up what has come before, while the femme fatales, worded in that way to avoid spoilers, seem a bit too familiar, even as early as the second book in the series. Marlowe remains on top form, quipping left, right and centre, much to the chagrin of most of the characters he shares a scene with, but I'm not completely convinced that Chandler is reaching the same levels. With sequels, it's hard to review. They're often more of the same, sometimes bigger and brusher, and Moose certainly is, but sometimes a risk or two is required, perhaps even a change of pace to elevate sequel above original. I don't see that as happening here. I thoroughly enjoyed The Big Sleep from beginning to end, but Farewell My Lovely, while more of the same for the most part, never quite hits the same heights. I'm sure fans of book one will find something that they can enjoy in this one as well. Recommended, but with the warning that language, attitudes and content are of its era and not for everybody. Thank you for watching. Every new subscriber gets a free video.